Nobody else seems keen. Regarding the lady that spoke just beforehand, she was speaking about particular aspects of the Bible that may not, that may not sit well with us today. I was thinking about particularly aspects of maybe like Leviticus 25, where and also Exodus 21, where slavery seems to be condoned by God throughout the Old Testament. So my question would be is, if God did once condone it, and today under secular moral laws in society we've deemed it outlawed, we're not allowed to have slaves anymore, are we wrong, or is that still, could we effectively go back to a theocracy and have slaves as per Leviticus 25 and Exodus 21 and be justified?
Great question. 4 options.
I feel like in many respects I'm being offered on the slaughter of sacrifice right now. It's a very, very fair question, and again, it's one that has a lot of deep kind of nuance in the way that biblical thinkers have thought about this over the centuries. Unfortunately, the Christian church has a very dark history at certain points along, where you'll find over in the US, for instance, great advocates of colonial slavery at the time there that were using the Bible to defend their right to own slaves, the idea that slaves were less than human, their freedom to be able to beat slaves. All kinds of injustices have been done while claiming the name of God and then the authority of certain Old Testament texts. And so it's a very fair question and one we need to wrestle with. I think the way many Christian thinkers have thought about this over the centuries has been to try and understand the sweep of the Bible, not so much as perhaps many other sacred texts, which are disembodied, deculturated statements of God's eternal purpose for every human across the face of the planet at all times. But as God is working throughout history, we see something they call progressive revelation, the idea of helping humanity grow up in its understanding of who God is and the reality of the cultural world around them, to be able to become mature and prepared to be able to understand and carry the teachings of Jesus Christ. So for instance, Jesus would speak, and then his first followers, the apostles in the New Testament, would speak of the law as being a schoolmaster, essentially be able to help them to prepare an old covenant that Jesus has now come to offer a new covenant, something which was set up as a political reality, a theocracy in the Old Testament for the nation of Israel, then something that's meant to be something that spreads out across the many cultures and different politics of the world, how we live as citizens of the kingdom of heaven, showing what it means to follow the way of Jesus irrespective of the rest of the culture around us. Now, when it comes to the slavery question, I'll just finish the arc and then I'll love to get some feedback.